Hello and welcome to Abstract AF. I'm Sneha Jaiswal and I'm going to be talking about The Village of Eight Graves. This is my first time reading a novel by Japanese author Seishi Yokomizo, but halfway through The Village of Eight Graves, I was already recommending it to my mother, my grandfather, and basically anyone who loves a good murder mystery. I think I found my next guilty pleasure author. Bye-bye, Agatha Christie. The few of her books that I'm yet to read will have to wait before I devour more of Mr. Yokomizo's work. That's how fantastic this was. Translated by Brian Kaletnik, Seishi Yokomizo's novel is set in a mystifying rural village, brimming with historical lore, tragedy, hidden treasures, multiple murders, superstitions, poisonings, and fear-mongering. And among all of this, a newcomer to the Village of Eight Graves becomes the unsuspecting person of interest when an unknown serial killer goes on a murdering spree in the region. The village, which is literally called the Village of Eight Graves, gets its name from a legend about 8 samurai who, after being betrayed and murdered by the locals for the hidden treasure, cursed the land. Ever since, the remote mountain hamlet is said to see periodic bloodbaths believed to be part of the curse's legacy. Now, the story follows Tatsuya, a young city man who learns he's the heir to the powerful Tajimi family, the wealthiest in the Village of Eight Graves. But his return is shadowed by a string of murders, and suspicion quickly turns towards him, especially since his father apparently was a devious killer. Luckily for Tatsuya, the coincidental visit of brilliant detective Kosuke Kindaichi helps him solve the murders before he becomes a victim of violence too. The atmospheric world building by Seishi Yokomizo in this novel is amazing. You're transported to another era, a far-off land with a rural working class, solitary monks, mad murderers, and petty rumor mongers coexist awkwardly. The people Tatsuya meets through his newfound identity as the Tajimi heir are all curiously interesting, starting with Miyako Mori, a beautiful and helpful young woman who brings him to the village. Tatsuya's great aunts are identical twins Kome and Kotake, eerie old women in charge of the family's affairs and wealth. Tatsuya also has 2 half-siblings, Hisaya and Haruko, both considered physically too frail to carry on the family name. He also has 2 first cousins, Noriko and Shuntaro, the children of his father's brother, but the twins are not fond of them, which is why they choose to favor the illegitimate Tatsuya. His mother has a very tragic past. She was not married to his wealthy father. So if there is somebody trying to frame Tatsuya for the murders, all those who have been cut out from the Tajimi family inheritance are suspects in the Village of Eight Graves. Well, at least those who don't die. Now, the author also introduces some village politics and rivalries to add a few more suspects to the serial murders in the region, keeping the readers guessing until the end. This novel is so engagingly written that halfway through the book, I was almost certain that the ending wouldn't disappoint. And well, it didn't. Interestingly, the detective doesn't take too much space through the chapters, and some of the women characters are a lot more memorable. And obviously, that's not a complaint. I love how this book focuses on so many different aspects of the village. I absolutely lost track of time while reading this book. Before I knew it, I'd finished it and it was 5 a.m. and I could hear birds chirping out of my window. So this was absolutely unputdownable. And any book that keeps you up through the night and into the dawn deserves a perfect score. So for me, this is a 5 on 5 stars. If you like murder mysteries, especially murder mysteries by Agatha Christie, you should definitely check this one out. That's all from me. Talk to you the next time.